All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
That's my favorite line. But you can't, I don't think that would be allowed anymore these days. I love high school girls. They stay the same age, or I get older and they stay the same age.
Is that from?
What is that? What is that from?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think that's the first movie Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I beat Pat Lynch on the movie trivia for once.
You know, Matthew McConaughey was a guy killed in an Unsolved Mystery. So.
Yes, no, I was gonna say that. Yeah, no, that
I
was
didn't
his.
know that
Yeah,
either. Wow.
He was mowing the lawn and got shot by a pedophile.
Wow.
did you guys ever watch Taxi as like a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Nick at Night,
With
baby.
Danny DeVito.
Yes, yeah. And then the
Wasn't Jackie? No,
Professor
wasn't-
whatever. What's his name?
Well, I thought Jackie Chan may have been on there, but it
Oh,
wasn't
you're
him.
talking
Tony
about,
Danza was on there for sure.
Yeah, he was.
Andy Kaufman.
Andy Kaufman was on there. And
Andy
then
Kaufman.
and the professor from
Back
Back
to
to
the
the Future. What was his
Christopher
name?
Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd. Yeah. And they did so Christopher in that show Christopher Lloyd's like a drug addict, and they showed like there's an episode where they do like how he became like a flashback to how he became a drug addict, and one of the character actors in that one was Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I just saw that one. I don't know why YouTube is so weird.
You get some weird stuff right.
Yes, and I got like Taxi.
One of the ones that I got last night was a guy buying an apprentice electrician, their first set of tools. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch this. And I was like, I wonder what they get. Yeah.
I always see the videos of electricians where they're messing with like the trainees and they like pretend like they're gonna shock themselves. And when they screw up something, like
You would get some dark stuff. I was about to say some word. Some dark stuff like that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us here. Hope you're doing well. I don't know where I was going with that. I was
The
thinking
intro
about,
you do every week.
I was thinking about redoing it, kind of cleaning up the intro some here. I'll make it a little shorter, but that didn't. I didn't know I was going to go after that.
the pace of the longest one in the podcast right now.
Oh, no, we can go back in time, Pat. But thank you for joining us here. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast SMP. You can reach us at the SMP Podcast.
THE.
At gmail.com. Send us any comments, concerns, any ideas for the show, or any love-hate mail for our boy Pat here. He's still waiting.
You know what? We've been getting so much for Pat. Let's open it up to the rest of the team. All right? If anybody's feeling like
Say hello to Chris.
yeah,
Chris waits the 15 minutes.
you want to hear Chris earlier on in the podcast.
Chris just hears me as a
Send
good
us an
find,
email.
right?
Yeah.
Just let us know.
And we are proudly presented to you by DLM Tax and Accounting. You can check them out at dlmtax.com if you're looking for an accountant or a tax preparer. This is the time of the year to start looking. We're almost a month and a half from the end of the year. We're already at middle of November. This year flew. But Chris, what is that?
That's enough of the business. Now I have a bone to pick with the three of you. Mostly with Peter,
What?
but not with Joe and Pat so much. Joe's got a little too much going on. Pat probably has no idea whether he's coming or going. But Peter, I expected more from you.
Oh man.
Last Sunday was the 1-year anniversary of when we started this podcast, and we didn't mention it at all. Didn't bring it up once. And I feel like you disappointed not only me, but the rest of the S&P peers.
You know what's funny? I thought holy shit.
Such a disappointment. So I think all of us need to go downstairs after this and grab out of the shot bucket and take a shot for that malfeasance.
You're 100% right.
Wow, I honestly thought, but I thought it was closer to.
Nope, I looked it up this
Chris
week.
has been sitting on that for like 4 days.
I have
waiting.
been waiting.
I actually literally said that to myself. I'm like, when we start this?
When
podcast?
we did episode 52, we were a couple weeks out, and I was like, oh, I gotta keep this in mind so I can. And
Glad that worked out for you, Joe.
Well, Joe has a lot going on. That's why I don't give Joe too much.
No, even then coming up to it, yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm making sure what episode we're on right now.
Yeah.
58, friend. Come on, Pat. Pat, if you could be a little bit more a part of this, it would be great. You help the team out. You maybe learn how to talk to the mic. Maybe learn how to post on Instagram or Twitter.
I'm not on the line.
Look up when we first started the podcast so you can give everybody else the ream job that I just did.
I'm not on the line, right? I'm not on the line, guys.
Just
I'm
give
not
him
on
a ring,
I'm not on the
a
ring.
ring job.
I said a ream.
Really sound like you're gonna have
We're going to go to the tape
job.
for that one later on.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to the tape for
Someone's
that
getting
one.
ringworm.
It's not good.
That's a good one to start with, Chris. Well, congrats, guys. We've been here for a year.
Right.
And who knows? We're
Congratulations to all of you out there that have stuck with us in that first year.
All the S&P peers.
All the S&P
So probably just you, Lauren. Lauren's the only one who's been here. Thank you. So Peter, who's listened to every episode, and Joe.
For,
and Lauren.
for future Peter,
Yeah.
future Joe, and Lauren, who's listening to this for the first time.
Thank you. Thank you for putting all those posts together. And all them listens. And then the 150 people who listened to our clip this week.
It was like 160 something.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And Pat's not one of them. For sure they did not.
I was.
I was the clip once.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
I did too.
I thought we were doing a different thing for the clips, so that's why I want to listen to it. But yeah.
What were we supposed to use? Because I couldn't remember.
I thought we were going to use the part where I used the Florida, like, I told Joe Florida like 6 times in a row.
Oh, that would have been a good. No, I was. I've been told that we might be mean to you, so I have to.
Yeah.
I got to give it a couple of weeks. We can't rally you every week.
You would definitely be like
Me
the
too. We would be me
subject
too.
matter
Yes.
of the thing for a lot of these, but without context, it just sounds like we're bullying you. and maybe we are.
I hope you all get canceled.
Yeah.
I'll never get canceled, so I only speak every once in a while, and it's not within the first 15 minutes.
You've been speaking at a record pace tonight.
I
You got hot.
got hot for a minute, Pat. You know,
It was almost like Pat Lynch talking about.
The NBA.
Florida.
No, was that the thing he was getting? Oh yeah.
It was the NBA.
One of the super teams. I was railing on the super
No, what was the other one today? Just today you were talking about. It was maybe the football game.
Oh,
It was Josh Allen. Why the
oh yeah, Kansas City and Josh Allen. He got hot.
So he was telling us about how defenses are playing the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs, and Pat was literally getting red. Like that's how hot he was getting about it. They won't check it down. They won't run the football. It's like Pat, it's gonna be okay, bud. It's gonna be okay.
Not when you have the 16 on Buffalo and they can't run the ball against Jacksonville.
That is tough. Or I don't know about you, Joe, but Baltimore this week, not good. Come on, guys. Really, Miami?
Dude,
Joe flips a coin and it went wrong for him.
last week was hard.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah.
I mean, the top 3 or 4 that were almost like kind of guaranteed picks completely got.
Shot the bed.
Yup.
The best part I saw was they did a meme of. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that.
Chris, legitimately, you have to stop doing it.
Just getting
It's
it
the
out
most
there.
disgusting thing I hear. Every time I hear the podcast and I hear you burp, it's more and more disgusting.
It reminds me of the Simpsons game on the Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did a meme though of Urban Meyer. I don't know if you guys saw it.
Yeah, he was celebrating.
He was like celebrating. They're like, of course he'd celebrate this score, and it's like 6-9.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Well, let's go back really quickly because I have a grandma gear that from last week that I forgot to get out.
Oh, okay.
And since Chris kind of really brought the podcast already down, making us feel bad about ourselves, I might as well
Just dig it a little deeper.
dig. Just get that shovel out. We got to dig ourselves out and we'll get back to the top.
Exactly.
I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely hate daylight savings time. I hate the clocks going back.
Yep.
I hate how dark it gets. At 5, it's like 5:15 today, and it's like it could have been midnight.
Uh-huh.
I love the darkness.
I
I can go out so much earlier now. You know, being a vampire. Being a vampire, I can go out a lot earlier.
Hey,
Fair
I feel
point. Fair point.
Honestly, one of the oddest things about this time is I've never had issues with like getting up at a weird time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting up, so I usually get up about 5:30.
Yep.
I'm not even kidding you. Every day this week I've gotten up at 4:30 because the hours switch. 4:30 now time. And I'm just like, Jesus. But it is kind of nice, too, where you're like, I at least got an extra hour.
The best part is my cats don't understand daylight savings time, so they're still trying to wake me up an hour earlier all week.
That's tough.
That
That would not be...
No, it's not fun.
No.
I'd whip that cat.
I tried that, and they don't get it.
Crusher.
They don't
They'd be
understand.
like, and this is my cat.
They're going to cross the room, and it comes right back, and it starts just meowing more.
The other thing is...
It's right in the door for your...
I do.
I looked up, like... Because I've heard that there's some rumblings about maybe just canceling. Because
they moved to Arizona. Arizona doesn't do it.
Yeah, and Indiana parts of Indiana don't do it.
Yeah.
That was something I learned going to Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. Yeah. They want to be over the border for the time zone so that they could be with, like, I think East Coast football time. But it's like such a small section.
Yeah.
Like you'll be in Indiana for a while, and then all of a sudden you cross a random street.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you're in a
Indianapolis
different
is
time
Eastern, isn't it?
Huh?
Indianapolis is the
Yeah, I thought the northwest corner of... I thought, like, Gary and all them were still, like, Central Time, and all the rest of Indiana was...
It's literally just like that South Bend
And only
area
portions of
Notre Dame.
Indiana don't do the.
Well, I didn't know South Bend was part of the daylight savings. I
Yeah.
thought it was just Gary, Indiana.
When we went there an hour ahead.
This is riveting conversation for a podcast.
It's just weird.
Well, it's a good talk, but no, but in this
I mean,
brings
it's
us to
related to it's like
Yeah, my grandma.
It's
Because
also-
I have to, but I went and looked it up because I thought there was I thought Congress was going to do something about it. Like they've been talking about it.
But Arizona only does it where they don't go what?
They don't
yeah,
go-
they don't
They
go
don't
They
go
back.
don't go back, yeah.
the
So they're only an hour behind us now.
Yeah.
Because in summer they're an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
But this
No,
brings
they're 2 hours ahead
this
of
brings us to the or how bad our politics are. There's a right and a left to this, and
What is the possible political reason?
there's these just two guys who absolutely hate each other.
Are they almost
One
bad?
guy says we need to continue to do it, and the other guy's like, no, this is stupid. Like just go forward and stop. And there's legitimately no science behind. There's really no science behind either way. It's annoying.
I think
It's for the
people-
children to walk during daylight. to
No,
school.
it was for the
No,
farmers
it was
to have
for
it because
the
we were without
farmers.
No,
electricity.
there wasn't any of them.
No, that's
it was
what I
it was
read
a
it.
wartime tactic.
What?
Yeah, it was a wartime tactic.
School them, Chris. School them.
I
John
read it
Oliver,
was- it was 'cause they didn't
John
make-
Oliver does it. Like, it's not for the farmers. It's not for
In
school
the
children.
article, it was now what they're defending is it was for,
Yeah,
really.
but no, yeah. I think like if you look it up, I think like or John
Really?
Oliver does like a bit on it. If it's like 3 or 4 years old, but John Oliver does a bit on it. I think it was a war tactic. It was not. The farmer thing is a lie. It's not for the farmers.
I'm going to call this the Chris.
So then they should stop doing it because I would
Regardless
rather.
of the OG reason, it's ridiculous at this point.
It's silly, and it would one benefit would be for golf courses. They would get an extra hour, and they were saying it would be like a 1.4% increase in their revenue and their bottom line. Just having that.
golf
wow.
course,
Yes.
solid.
If we never went back because they go from having light at 6 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock to
They're
now
not
being
having
done.
like
When is it
at
spring?
5
When is
o'clock.
it spring forward in the summer? Or the spring?
Spring forward's like the first Saturday in March, I think.
Oh,
or
so yeah,
something like that.
they'd get all the they get some early season golf then too.
Yeah. So, but that was huge. I meant to talk about it last week. We just said, if you haven't listened to episode 57, it is an absolute ball.
It's a real humdinger.
It's a
It's a
really,
hoot. It's
yeah.
a hoot.
The beginning it comes off hot. We're attacking each other, and then Brian comes in. Brian got lost real quick. If you two talked,
Yep.
you weren't hearing Brian
Yeah,
for
there's
nothing.
no chance.
So if we were really quiet, Brian came in nicely, and Brian sounded good. But like when you two talked,
And Brian wasn't trying to talk.
We got the
He
two
was
loudest
light
people
either.
next to the microphone.
But
we gotta have Pat McGee over here who's got us.
You're gonna have to give him the Andy Reid headset to so they can just talk into his own microphone.
I like that idea. Give me a headset.
Get him. Yeah, baby. So that was my only ground your gear for this. And then, so if you're first time listening to the podcast, which you're probably not, because we're blowing up.
We're simply the best.
We go over our last week, which we can go over the UFC fights, which were phenomenal. Minus that they all went 5 rounds. And when you want to go to bed,
of course.
man, I me and Joe talked about this, but when that.
Oh man, when you said it, I was like, I thought I was the only one because I was thoroughly enjoying those
Yeah,
fights. Like
they were great
the amount of
fights.
skill, but they kept going the distance.
You know who
Every
liked
fight.
you know who loved daylight savings last week was Joe Keneally.
Oh my god, yes I
When you
did.
remember that he had an extra hour, he was so thrilled on the ride
Oh my
home.
god, yeah. But we had a race the next morning.
Yes,
and
we had
to
the
be
hot
up at, like,
chocolate.
5:30.
And we were up at 5:30.
Yeah.
Brian and myself went and got another beer too because we weren't ready to race.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But so so we watched all the fights were amazing. Chris was
1 pick off.
he was 1 minute and 30 seconds or maybe 2 minutes
I
off.
was like, just
So if you
over
haven't
a
listened to
minute.
57, Chris chose the left side of the match card
Yep.
or scorecard. Or no,
Yeah,
like
that,
that.
yeah.
Match card.
Of course, the match card that I saw.
Yes,
the
that
whole
was on
time.
ESPN.
Yeah,
And we were gonna put a big bet on it, didn't do it.
Oh, the Edgar one screwed you, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a minute.
Frankie
He was like
Edgar.
a minute and 20 seconds away from winning that fight. I think.
All the fights were phenomenal.
They were great, man.
I
I loved them. They were
Well,
so skilled, like technically skilled, and
Kobe Covington he's an absolute beast. I mean,
Yep.
hate him, love him, whatever. He coming back after the second round because he didn't look after the second round. I think it was a
Did he get dropped in the second round? Or
Yeah,
you got
the
rid
second
of
round.
second round, and you thought, oh, he's.
I was a little
he's in
surprised that
trouble.
Usman didn't rush him more when he dropped him.
It looks like he's starting to take like the
St. Pierre approach.
Yeah, St.
Oh,
Pierre
yeah.
approach. And that's I was trying to think. I was like PJ Penn. I was like, no, not
Yeah.
PJ.
Because
Yeah.
he got real slow getting down there.
Jordan
after
St.
him.
Pierre. Yeah, he just and he even said it at the end. He's like, listen, I'm the champion now. I got to take a more measured approach. I got to think about these fights. Like, he
Exactly.
is 100% taking up that, like, all right, I just got to beat you. I don't have to knock you out. Just got to beat you and just ride this wave. Just like George St. Pierre did.
Exactly. That's what it's literally.
St. Pierre would take you down more though, and just kind of hump you down.
He was known as, well, yeah. But,
Yeah,
know,
but
they
Jay-
played
but
their
he
strengths.
also
I think
had
he
the,
knew after the second he
played their
won the
strengths.
fight, so he just had to do enough to win the fight at that point.
Yeah.
We just had to
And-
hold him off.
Yeah, and that was,
Yep.
and there was. I mean, it was still an exciting fight, but you knew like, all right, this is not going because he's not gonna put himself in jeopardy at all.
Well, Covington had to get more aggressive to get him to get back in the fight.
Here's a champion fight that was on the ropes as well. Was Zhang
Rose versus.
Rose versus Zhang.
Yeah, the Zhang lady. I can't think of her first
I
name.
thought that was pretty much all.
Veve?
Rose, or am I wrong? I
Veve?
don't
Well,
know.
the reason-
it was a little more. It was a little more even in a few.
The
minutes.
reason I was going to bring that one up is everybody had Zhuang, like in the Twitter feed there that it was posting, had Zhuang winning like the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
It
And
was a
then-
split decision.
Just
Yeah.
proves they don't know what they're talking
But the one judge, I think the last judge who did the scorecard gave it like
It was
4
like
rounds,
40,
48,
49,
49,
46 or something like that. For,
Yeah, it was a real big dip. It was like
Yeah.
that's like I didn't score this well enough the first round. Okay, you win. I'm deducting points.
The first, I mean, it's so true that you just cannot go to if you're in a
Oh,
post,
no,
you
no,
cannot
no.
go to the judges.
Do not.
No, and
Particularly-
it's like
particularly if favors
you
the
got
champ,
to
too.
beat the champ to basically.
Yes,
get it.
that's another thing too. Yeah, you can't
You're
let it
not.
go.
You're not going to leave that to the scorecards.
I know there's been a lot of like Twitter hate for DC, and
Oh, Daniel Cormier.
yeah, on his commentating, like if he likes the guy,
He deserves it.
Yeah, and you know what? He absolutely deserves it.
I-
I'm gonna
yeah.
be 1,000% honest.
Well, he was. They had an issue with him when he did the
He's an
post ring
absolute homer.
Yeah, but he did like the post ring interview with Valentina Shevchenko, and like he made it all about him. Like instead of talking about the fights, like I mean, like he was very like nice to her. Like, oh, I'm honored to be in the.
Yeah.
But like he's like, oh, I would love to take a picture with you. I'm so thrilled to be in the ring with you. Like trying to make it like kind of about him and just like and like not asking her about the fight or anything.
Yeah, that's stupid. She was on Joe Rogan recently, and she has a gun tattoo on her hip.
Just two.
Huh?
Two.
Yeah, she has.
Double barrel, bang bang.
Yeah, oh, look at that! Look at you! I didn't know that.
Bang, 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 bang.
We've seen her fight.
Valentina.
We saw her.
Oh,
beat,
really?
She's got.
she has-
She's,
we saw her
she's,
beat
a,
Holly
she's a competitive level marksman.
We saw her.
Wow,
We saw her
that's
beat.
interesting.
We saw her beat Holly Holm.
Joe Rogan is convinced she's a Russian spy.
I could see that.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Yep.
But she lives there, right? But she doesn't. She lives in one of the former Russian places. She's not from Russia.
She lives in like Uzbekistan. Or
Yeah,
something
one of those
where,
places
yeah.
that got
Something
that used to be Russians.
I was watching in the news, how Russia's trying to F with the EU.
How so?
the European Union by joining it. That's
No,
what
no,
I'm
no.
fucking
They're,
with
they're
them.
pushing Belarus. I think it's Belarus.
Oh, we're past it. Yeah, we're at 18.
You need to get everybody.
But that's good though. We need somebody to call it out.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
I
Yeah.
know.
So if you don't, if again, if you're
Just
first time
remember,
listening,
snitches get stitches, Pat.
Yeah.
Go on, Peter.
Stop that! Yeah. If you're first time listener, our only rule, there's 2 rules for the Saturday Night Pregame podcast. One is you can't swear within the first 15 minutes, and we all cleared that challenge. If you do, you have to take a shot out of the shot jar.
Yep.
Which
Second
you're
rule
already
is
doing anyway.
yes, because we have to celebrate our stupidity. And the second one is just to be a good person. No being mean, unless it's to Pat Lynch.
I feel hard in all those.
Yeah, you're a pretty amazing person, Pat. Damn it. So I think it's Belarus is on the border of Poland.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They're the
What's on the
dictator,
iPad?
This sounds like an S&P fact coming.
the dictator of Belarus, who was originally voted in, but now he's just an absolute dictator. People are really upset that he's because it's just Belarus is not doing very well. So him and Russia have to kind of like throw a big FU to the EU.
Peter nailed it on the border of Poland.
Yes, they're pushing all their all these migrants who want to get out of Belarus. They're setting them up and move like a caravan of people towards Poland. Poland's like, what the? Can't take all these guys in. So they've set up a barrier, like a border. So they have like it's
to like trap in.
like stop these
immigrants?
people. Yeah, like stop the immigrants from Belarus.
They're like
coming in.
trying to close their border pretty much.
Yes, they're closing their border, and Belarus is like, you guys want all you want everybody from Europe to be a part of the EU. Here you go.
Are they building a wall?
Not Donald Trump yet. But
Are they doing the Conehead thing where they put like the electrified neck brakes on?
Oh God.
here's the thing again: is the Russia's effing with the EU China's kind of, China and America don't have a great relationship.
You gotta be careful about what you say about Russia right now. Katrina's got some Russian spy stuff in the house here.
What's that?
Katrina bought something that came from Russia for one of her friends for a Christmas present. I'm convinced. They sent her 2 extra random things. I'm like, no doubt these are transmitters. Russia's monitoring us right this minute.
Another article I read was but that's just causing a lot of tension in the EU.
All right, we need to find some neutral countries to live in.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't have to worry about that?
Luxembourg.
Great Britain, because they're not part of the EU anymore. Brexit, baby.
There you go. So they can join Russia.
Yeah.
But the other thing was, like, these poor people, it's starting to winter. And this is the reason no one could ever attack Russia is because the winters are so...
very harsh winters.
Yeah, Hitler found that one
Well,
out.
yeah. They found out that Russia don't give a shit about anything. They'll burn their own goddamn cities down.
Yeah. And, but so these poor people, and they're literally camping out, waiting until, like, because they want to leave Belarus because there's no opportunities there. But so all these people are going to freeze to death. Yeah, it's a bad situation. On top of COVID in places.
Do they have COVID?
Resurging. I think most of them. I think most of the world. I think there's one island left that didn't have it, and it just got one case, and it's completely shut down the island.
What about that island of I don't know what they are. The natives to this island where they killed the kid trying to bring.
Oh yes,
bring
that might be the only place. Yeah,
they're probably safe too.
Yeah, because ain't nobody going to that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one that's like off the coast of India or something, right?
Yes, and they because you know why they're like the way they are. There was an explorer who went there, and he was
Real bastard.
he was a creep.
Yeah.
Absolute creep, and he was doing things to these because they were good people, nice people.
Is this the island that we're talking about?
Yes.
This is like
Yes,
why they became like this?
Yes, this is the reason they don't let any foreigners in. It's because the creep went there.
Pierre just wants a taste.
There's the creep that went there, and he was touching, like, and doing things, weird things to these natives, so they don't trust anybody. So nobody is allowed to go to that island at all. And
I did hear there was like a judge-ordered thing to be like, don't interfere with these people. Like,
yes,
it's just not right.
No. Okay, so let's have some fun. That was really probably.
Well, here, let's talk about the drink we had before.
Yes, that's what I was going to get into.
Oh, okay.
Because we've had 20 minutes of just Debbie Downer stuff.
Yep.
You guys are real Debbie Downers.
Get this pregame going, boys. So Katrina was super nice and made us these awesome apple pie drinks.
What's in the apple pie drink, Katrina?
They're not apple pie drinks.
They're apple cider.
We're calling them apple pie drinks because
These are the
because of the
apple pie.
ingredients that Katrina is about to announce.
Good as the last job over here, Maxwell House.
It's just
Yeah.
you warm up apple cider from the store, and then you put a shot of whiskey in it.
What whiskey did you use?
I don't know. What
What-
is it called again?
Is it the one from last night?
Yeah.
Then you used Buffalo Trace.
Yes.
Good choice.
That's so nice. And they are delicious.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So if you're looking for a nice fall, maybe Thanksgiving treat,
Or a Friendsgiving treat.
Friendsgiving, that again was apple cider.
Just warm it up in the crock pot.
Hit it up with some crock pot, little nutmeg, little
And some
cinnamon.
spices in
Is it,
it.
are you putting a dash? Is it a
vanilla.
tablespoon? What are we talking
We're
about?
working
Whatever
there.
you feel like.
Okay. So be very ginger.
Express yourself
Liberal with the
artistically through the
seasonings.
food. Salt Bay the whole fucking recipe, baby.
Oh, you know what we gotta talk about too is the brisket we had last week. That was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
good. So the only issue with the brisket is we didn't get it cut by a actual butcher. So we got a
Peter McGraw cut.
Peter McGraw cut. And so one side was nice and thick and juicy, and the other side was a little crispy. So when you go to a butcher, you gotta get the right cut. Like it's cut so it's all level and
yeah, it's
Evenly.
cut to,
yes, even, absolutely.
It's an art in and of itself.
Ours is more like a hill.
Yeah, it was definitely a hill.
Yeah.
But God, it was
The
good.
hill part was really
Good.
good.
Yeah.
The bottom of the hill was a little tough.
I ate like an
Can't
absolute
thank you guys enough. The effort that you guys put into that
all the effort.
and the time, it was.
What I was thinking, though,
amazing.
Peter, if we put the thermostat in the smaller part, if we had taken it out when that hit, whatever, the 205, that the other side might have rested and got heated up anyways. If it was lasted longer, it might have been okay.
It's possible. Very possible.
Hey, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
It was a good
but-
first effort.
Yes, it was.
I mean, it was seasoned well. And I went to a restaurant last night, and it was supposed to be a great burger, and there was no seasoning in the burger at all. And it was so...
Peter went to the back. He's like, let me try to cook a burger.
I was like, guys,
Kicking through doors. Like, this is not
this is
acceptable.
unacceptable burger. Like, how do you not season your burger?
Here's the thing. People don't know this. So, to the people listening, Lauren, you know this.
Explains us, Joe.
Peter.
Explains us.
Explains us.
Peter makes absolutely fantastic, delicious burgers. I mean, these things are so meaty, so juicy, and so tasty. There is not... Watch out. What's the name next to Lone Wolf?
Oh, Oshavel.
Watch out, Oshavel.
Watch your ass. Wash your ass.
These are so
Are
good.
you saying watch your ass?
Wash
or
your ass.
Wash your ass.
Gotta wash that ass, baby.
Watch or wash?
Peter can't pour things. But
Why are you putting so much emphasis on the TCH?
Cool. No, I just it really bothers me
That's my glass.
when you get you're supposed to get a good burger, and they don't know how to season the meat.
Call the place out. Where'd you go?
It's called some Blue Farm something. It was next to the store,
He went to
And-
Good Burger.
and it was
Home of the Good Burger.
it was on a
Yeah,
list of
take
top.
your order.
That's why you didn't get the special sauce. That's why it was no good.
I asked him. It was supposed to be a top 10. It was top 3 on the list, and it's supposed to have a phenomenal burger.
What's above it?
Oshavel, and then
Which is phenomenal.
I think Bad Wolf was up there too.
What's
I
bad?
got Bad Wolf once. That was
Yeah,
really, really
uh,
good.
Bad Wolf?
Bad Wolf's over in Andersonville. It's over
Yeah.
on like Clark and Brentmar.
Yeah.
Or
It's
Yeah,
it's
Brenda.
up there.
But here's the thing: there's 2 different types of burgers. What do you like? Do you like a smash burger that's thin, crisp on the edge, or are you a thick burger?
I think both can be good. It's just they do it right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But just some people like a thinner, maybe a double stack of thinner patties, and then some people like a good, I like at least a.
I think it's harder to season a
quarter
smash
inch
burger.
thick burger.
I think it's harder to season a smash burger because you can over season it really
Yeah,
easily.
but you don't season that. Well, so that's what
Well,
you do when you
what-
smash
no,
it. You
you-
season it on the.
you do the seasoning on the one side, put it on the grill and smash it, and then you season the other side.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what you want, because if you get that nice fat,
Incorrect answer, Joe.
you're gonna get nice juicy burger.
Yeah.
You're gonna get those flat smash burgers. They're not
Not over the
yeah.
You're not getting a temperature. You're not getting to pick your temperature on that burger. It's
No.
usually coming
'Cause you
medium
go,
well.
It's like well done because you can
Yeah,
only
it's
put it
usually
Yeah.
medium well to well. Yeah. But yeah, so Lauren would rather a smash burger where it's like pizza. I'm not really a thin crust person. I need the double dough.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get.
Here needs that thick crust.
I
It's
need
a
that
double
thick.
dough G.I. Joe.
All right. So the second drink we got tonight is a straight bourbon whiskey.
Oh, are you going to read it off to us?
For you.
All the ingredients, Chris. Get you hot and bothered.
Oh.
There is another card you.
Wait,
can
I mean, Joe was giving me a little hot and bothered where he was
no,
talking
the card
about.
that tells you what this is
They've
about.
both.
Oh, it's somebody else.
So we
Yeah,
do
yeah,
a
it's Chris is
rotation,
up.
So now it's Chris up.
Chris.
Got to
gets
read the
read.
description.
Oh, I get to read the description.
Yeah.
There's no description of that.
Yeah.
There should be.
Just this one.
Let's see.
We're-
Joe,
we're-
you read something.
We're
last
taking
week.
a timeout on the podcast here, so
Oh,
this is
yeah.
the
Time
perfect
out
time.
on the field.
It's the perfect time for a bathroom break.
Hey, did you guys hear about that ref that screwed the Bears?
Yeah,
Yeah, we watched the game.
that was cheap. That was such. That's a good call.
People don't like that ref.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing else to read.
Why did this one get? Why did the Apple thing get one?
You just read the ingredients last time. Is all you did.
No, did you read
Off
this,
the
you
bottle?
goober? Why do we only get one of those?
I don't know. Call Fleet here and ask him.
What the?
All right. Well,
what kind of monkey shenanigans is this?
All right. Let's read what we got.
All right, we have the Widow
What's the-
Jane
Okay.
10-year straight bourbon whiskey, 45.5% alcohol.
What's that a proof, Chris?
That's like what 91%
So
or
it's a
91 proof.
A little light.
Yeah.
It's a lighter one.
What's the lighter one? You're gonna have strong taste of orange, oak, and cinnamon with hints of vanilla, corn, caramel, charred chocolate, and dry.
So that's.
I'm not sure
That's
what
an
dry.
intelligent man reading you some ingredients.
That
You know what's more
is-
impressive is he made that all up because it's actually not on here. He's just reading which ones are bigger and which ones are smaller. Look at that impressiveness, Chris.
You are
No,
an
those are
absolute
the bigger ones are the main flavors
I know,
you're gonna
but,
get
but,
with
but
the
I'm saying,
subtle.
but I'm saying you didn't read that word for word that came out of your head.
Yeah.
stud. Yeah, this doesn't.
Oh, you're saying Chris did a little bit of ad lib in here.
You did.
Yeah.
Oh.
You were the man. Just take a compliment.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Be nice to
Okay.
you for a change.
I apologize. I'm not Pat's just like trying to be
This
like,
gorgeous,
"What's on
proud
here?"
single man.
Listen, sometimes Pat comes at you and you're like,
Yeah, you never know. You don't know where you're going.
You don't know where it's coming from. You gotta be ready to protect yourself.
it's just a reaction. It's like you throw a punch. You're like,
Yeah.
Pat's coming in hot again. Here he comes.
Pat's like giving me. Pat's
He's
like
accusing me
a
of
nice
something.
little-
I gotta say something. Oh, you're giving me a compliment. Oh, my bad. Sorry, that was just a
Let me-
muscle
let me-
memory.
let me
muscle
bring down the
memory,
walls a little
muscle
bit.
memory.
He's doing the rope dope. He's like, I know what you're doing. I know what
I
you're doing.
apologize. I apologize.
This definitely doesn't need an ice cube. It's pretty light. It's nice.
Yeah. This is so. Chris, you mentioned that you had heard of this previously.
Yes,
What
I
had
have.
you heard?
That's
What
very-
What were the thoughts on this, or what was?
I just
said?
heard I think it was on
Can I
like.
try this without the ice?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
I've so every once in a while I get like articles or whatnot that like say like whiskeys to try under like a certain amount of dollar types or like
Yeah.
new whiskeys that are out there that you should try, and they said like if you really like. If you're just looking for like a straight kind of like bourbon, like whiskey, this is something to try out. Like it's all about like just your taste
Very
and everything.
approachable.
Yes,
I think it would
Gotcha.
mix well with stuff.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
like it pretty straight.
I mean, straight's fine too. I think it would mix. I think it'd be a good mix like whiskey. I'm
Yeah.
guessing it's not super
That
expensive.
got diluted very quickly. That was just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the Katrina's drink got me a little bit looser than I thought.
But
But
here's the thing. Well, that probably as well. But this is coming in a vial too, so we're not getting the normal size whiskey that we would get.
that's true.
As opposed,
Yeah,
like when
that's
we do
true.
it.
You're
from
not getting the
bottle.
watered down version you would at the bars.
That's also very true.
It says you got to try this on the card.
It's bottled by the Alamo Distilling Company, Chris, San Antonio, Texas.
Tejas.
Tejas. Hey, Pat, where's Florida at again?
I think it's in the south eastern corner of the
Did you
country.
know?
Tell us that Flow Rider is actually Florida.
Is it? I didn't know that.
I'm asking.
If you, I guess I could listen to less episodes.
Why are you putting so much emphasis on the age?
Anyways, Chris, did you get a peach refresher today? Or,
I did get a peach one.
Did it taste like peach?
It was very light on the peach flavoring, but it wasn't bad.
This is a solid strawberry one for the record.
I'm not gonna lie, the one that's like the Dunkin' Donuts literally down the block from our house, they burnt the green tea or something on the peach because it tastes like absolute butt.
No,
No, it
dice.
just tastes like peach. That's what that taste is.
No, it does not taste like peach. It tastes like butt.
I'm Joe Rogan.
Is that peach? Nah, man, it's ass.
It's straight booty. Joe Rogan did a podcast with Mark Norman,
You can
Ari
try on that one.
Yeah, you gotta
Ari
cut that
Shaffir,
out.
and who's the other guy?
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis. And Joe Rogan told the world that he could suck his own dick. He's that
I
flexible.
saw that today on somewhere else.
Wait, who?
Joe Rogan is so flexible he can suck his own dick.
They got on to talk
No,
about.
so he's
like,
able to. Does that mean he does?
No.
Yeah, he probably does.
No, he
Just
he,
like he takes horse
at
tranquilizers.
the very end, I believe he
Is
said,
this what he's teaching?
Not
Aaron
quick in a
Rodgers?
row.
I believe what he said at the very end of tail end of it is like, they're like, oh my god, you can do that. That must be amazing. He's like, well, at the end of the day, you have
It
your
just slips
dick
in,
your
it just
mouth.
slips
Yeah. He's like, it's
So
not that
like,
great.
it's like, sure, my penis is feeling great, but my mouth is not enjoying that whole situation.
Oh, brother.
And it all
So
came,
you know he's done it.
So this
all-
means he's tried it for
it
sure.
all came because he said he shaves his asshole.
Yeah.
And they're
They're like,
like,
how?
they're like, how? And he's like, I'm very flexible. And then he just like threw it in there, like, hey, I
What?
can suck my dick if I wanted to. And then that just derailed the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it all started with that he shaves his butthole because,
They were talking about eating booty
yeah,
and women eating booty, and
Yep.
none of them liked it, and they don't want women to do it either. Which in my head would probably make sense.
No tongue punch in the fart box.
gotta eat the booty like groceries.
Tongue punch in the fart box.
The best part of that was
Oh my god.
You remember that? You remember
No, I remember that. I'm pretty much lost on the whole entire Joe Rogan, flexible, sucking his own dick, shaving his butthole.
really got to just go pass along that. I just want to get back to the
There's a
part where
lot that happened.
Mark
there,
Norman
but
is a goddamn sniper, though.
We need to get the
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
out of
so
that
good.
conversation.
This podcast has gone off the rails.
I'll just go to one more Joe. I listened to Theo Von's one with him, which was phenomenal. But they did smelling salts. I'm gonna get this for us. We're gonna do the Joe Rogan part, whatever, of smelling salts and try them out. But
Why are we doing
Yeah,
smelling
why?
salts?
why not?
So these,
I want to
Oh,
understand
the
these-
strongest game was on. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, go ahead, man.
No, the strongest game was on, and it was on the table, and they could kind of like Joe kept getting whiffs. He said, "What the hell?" He's like, "Oh, do you?" And it's like sealed, literally sealed. It hasn't been opened, and then it's in a plastic seal, like a plastic bag. And Joe's like, "Geez," and he was like, kind of had it. You can smell it through all that, and immediately gave it to Theo Von. Theo Von's opening it up, ripping it open, just fucking doing whiffs of it, and it.
It gets it jacks you up. It gets the adrenaline going. What is it?
Weightlifters
The guys,
use it, and
the
that-
strong
it was
men-
given. It was
Yeah.
given
yeah, the
by
strong
one
guys.
of
Yeah,
them.
the strong guys will literally take like the whole entire thing. They'll have it here. They'll open a bunch of them. They'll go, and their adrenaline jumps.
Is that considered a performance-enhancing drug?
No, it is not.
No. So they're kind of like
It really wakes you
the
up.
smelling salts that you use to wake up people who have been knocked out.
Yeah.
But this is like specifically for, or used.
So what are we?
for
Me and you gonna use them
weightlifting.
for?
Intimidation.
Nice.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
But I was like, man, this is hilarious. So we got to do it on the podcast. But we'd have to figure out how to do a podcast that wasn't in Pat's house right here because his house will stink of smelling
I
salts.
think we should do it in Joe's apartment.
Sure.
Right in his bed with him.
We bring the podcast to Joe's bed. You got a king size because it's the only way this is all fitting in there.
We'll wait till Joe's sleeping on Sunday morning.
We're gonna be sitting
Pop
real
open-
tight next to each
Pop
other.
it open.
That will be our OnlyFans podcast for the week.
That's
We
gonna
could
be
bring it to
behind-
Vegas.
It's gonna be behind the Patreon paywall.
And so this week, the boys will be in Vegas.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out when we're going to do the podcast next week.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Live from Vegas.
We're going to do it live. But I thought that was hilarious. And Theo Vaughn again. I don't know. He's absolutely, just absolutely fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't checked out Mark Norman or Theo Vaughn, those are guys. I mean, you should definitely.
We only
check
talk
them
about it every week, so.
out.
You really turned me off on Mark Norman.
You know what's
Theo
kind
Vaughn's
of
not
weird
too bad.
is Joe Rogan's hate for Los Angeles now. He fucking hates.
It's probably still paying the tax on it being there.
You know what? He probably got out of there in the right time because California wants to do a claim. They want,
I read an article that, because, and this is tying into what you're saying, that Joe Rogan got paid what? He signed $1 billion.
no, I think it was like
Couple hundred million.
Sorry, maybe 100. Wow, I just threw out.
That
the
was
most
$1 billion.
ridiculous
That was a
number.
Saturday night freaking
Yeah.
S&P.
A lot of money, Joe. A lot of money.
It was a lot of money, and they're talking about
Drink much?
they're talking about this tax for even after you leave the state, you'll be taxed.
Yeah,
People are
California.
saying he got out of there because of
Yes,
that.
yeah.
Because of that, because he didn't want to pay taxes on or
No, they're
additional
gonna
taxes.
try to do it retroactively and get his ass
They
washed.
could try that,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, that was a legitimate. That's gonna happen.
Well, that's the thing. Like
That's
they
wild.
want to be like if you lived in California and you had like an investment or something in the 10 years that you were living there and you sell it. Within 10 years of leaving California, they're going to try to tax you on it. They're going to try to go after you for
Yeah.
it.
More reason not to live in California.
I mean, as soon as if they try pulling that shit in Illinois, it's one of the reasons to get out of this fucking state.
no,
The whole reason they're doing it though is because tons of people are leaving.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the same thing with New York. New York will literally.
yes,
New York
York's
has.
going after you.
Yeah, they have literally got revenue agents. Literally, like if you go back to have your dog groomed or you don't have a vet down there and you come back to New York to take your dog to a vet or something, they're literally trying to track
How many days?
how many days you're
They'll look
actually
where you
there.
buy, they'll look where you buy food.
Exactly.
They'll look stuff like that.
We had a job in New Jersey, and we got some not IRS guy, but some sort of tax investigator to visit our site.
Sounds like
send
you
all
got
this
shaken down by the mob here,
information.
Joe.
No, it was just making sure.
Jimmy Hoffa was
They
conducting
they caught one sub doing something bad with money, not paying something. But they started our job and then just worked its way down and checked everyone.
That's crazy. We did a IRS seminar this week about and just kind of IRS giving you tax accountants updates on kind of where they're at because the IRS is just their biggest issue is everybody's retiring and there's a talent drain. So they're trying to they're revving up they're trying to get people to come work for the IRS. So if you're looking for a job, actually, the IRS is hiring.
Somebody I went to in college. That's what she does now. She works she got into the IRS real early.
You should get her a name for us. We could use that.
Yeah, nobody wants to work.
They
for
actually
the
want
IRS.
they want older people who are looking to get closer to retirement to come work for the IRS. If you've been in the game for 30, 40 years, they want you to come work for the IRS because they don't have to train you as much.
Yeah.
They know all the.
And you know all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, but none of those people give a damn about
But
that shit.
so there was one section of
want
it.
to help them either.
Yeah, one section of the conference was about people who've gotten caught doing illegal things, and in Indiana, where's that? Remember that one time we met the guy at the bar and he gave you a free drink at Fishbone and
Yeah.
what city was that? Do you remember?
Oh, I have the card in my wallet. Actually, I think it's
Really?
I still have his business
Let's
card.
give him a shout out.
I doubt this place is still open, but I still have
Fishbone, I
the
think it
business
was called, right?
No, that's
Yeah.
the place in what's it called?
I think
Detroit.
card. Here it is. Big Eyed Fish
Oh.
Bar and Grill.
Because it's a Dave Matthews song, that's why.
It is.
That's why I remember that guy.
I have no idea where it's at. It's at 1502 North Wall Street.
Sounds like it could be downtown Chicago.
Is it in? No.
One
Fort Wayne. It's Fort Wayne.
Yes.
Indiana.
Okay. So there's a
Still
huge
there?
huge
take a look.
payroll company in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, really?
And the dude, the guy was, it's $100 million scam. So you'd have people pay money in, and he would take money. He would do like wire transfers all over the place.
Sounds like an American Greed episode.
Yes, and he stole like $100 million, and he wasn't paying payroll taxes.
Still open.
Nice. Good for that guy.
And I still have a business card for one free complimentary
Next time
drink.
we're in Fort Wayne, Indiana, we're checking it out, baby.
What's the name of it again, Chris?
Big Eyed Fish Bar and Grill.
And so this payroll company in Indiana stole
that's
all
right.
this money, and a lot of the money was for payroll
ridiculous.
taxes.
That was like a high top.
So they were supposed to pay the payroll taxes for a company. Say like your company, you run a
Like
big
ADP would
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
The IRS doesn't give a crap who's supposed to pay it.
Yeah.
You didn't pay it, you still got to pay it. So all these companies who have paid their payroll company the money now have to pay the IRS.
And they can't get their money back because they already spent it.
Yeah. So he's in bankruptcy. So he's gonna go, and he's only going to jail for like 10 years, I think.
How
Seems like it's worth
long
it.
did he take money from them?
I think it's over like 15, 20 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So companies
Not
are
all,
far
like,
back.
There was another American Greed.
But he was like a Ponzi scheme, so he'd get money in, he'd pay some stuff off, but like
Yeah.
he just kind of
There was an American Greed with a girl, a lady in California, who's doing the same thing. She was an accountant for all her clients, and she paid the payroll taxes. She had an account that was like she set up something that was really similar to like the U.S. Treasury, but it wasn't that, and she would write checks to that, but it was like an account controlled by her. Like United States payroll or something that would be called, something like that. Instead of like, and so she would cut the checks out of the people's accounts to like that, and then she would just use that for whatever she wanted.
it's insane.
That's wild.
I think about things like that. Like
So on a very low end version of that,
Joe, you started something cool.
no.
Joe's got a Ponzi scheme to
Good
tell you about,
Lord,
guys.
No, but there was a guy I used to know when I worked at this bagel shop that would like put in the order, get the total, and if they paid in cash, he would like pocket the money.
This is Max, isn't it?
No, not Max. No. But he would like then charge them, give them their change back, cancel the order, and then pocket the difference. And so he'd get like the
So
basically
he
cost,
refunded back
he'd
to
get
him?
the cost of whatever the transaction was.
That is insane.
And I remember like I was like, oh man, and it wasn't my place to tell him. Like I was just like had just started out, so it's not like I could
say anything.
say something and risk this. He was a big dude.
Joe should have been coming in on that. I'm telling.
But I remember him taking a vacation. He had like
He's the man.
$700 he had pulled in a week or something like that. It was wild how much money he got in that 1 week.
That is insane. There was an idiot that we used to work for, or that used to work at the Walgreens. He would have a charity box in front, so people would throw like a couple of dollars in there. He would make like an extra like $10 a day. He'd always pocket it. I'm like, this is the worst karma you could ever ask for.
Jeez, just feeding on people's goodwill to yourself.
Insane.
That's messed up.
And then he just got fired. Like he just got let go. In my head, I'm thinking like that seems like you should probably, probably go to jail for that one.
I mean, technically, it's just people giving him money, right? It wasn't a Walgreens sponsored deal.
But don't you think that if you're doing a fake charity, it's probably not a good option?
Did he specify charity on it?
Yes, I think it was some type of. You're supposed to send the money to a charity.
Okay. I guess possible.
I'm not sure if that's legitimate or not. That's just you gotta love the world. There's so many of those things where you think like, if you just put that much effort into something that was.
But it's so much easier to get it for free, Peter.
But couldn't you figure out a way to use something like that scam?
You could,
like,
but
that
it's
payroll process. He probably was making decent money. Does he really need $100 million at that point?
He got greedy. He should have skimmed a little bit off
That's
the top.
the thing, right? Like they get so much that it just then they become like gluttonous. At this point, it's just doing it to do it, right? Because I mean, how much money are you going to actually need?
Not enough to run away, evidently, from his case.
Did you guys hear about Elon Musk selling? I think he sold
I think it was 5.9 billion.
this week in Tesla stock.
Yeah.
What is he going to do with 5.9 billion?
Well,
He's got to pay taxes. That's what he.
you got to pay
That's
taxes.
what
He threw out this thing about, hey Twitter world. But
listen, this is so ridiculous because but go ahead, keep
he
going.
goes, hey Twitter world, you vote yes to me selling stock. I'll sell like $6 billion in stock. And if you vote yes, I'll do it. Some like
ridiculously stupid because he knew he had to.
I think he said like 10% of the company or something. 10% of my stock.
Because he knew that they would say yes, and he needed
Twitter
to do it.
voted It was actually a pretty close. It was like 52-47, and then like
Couldn't
the
that
rest
tank the
didn't
stock
care.
if he made
Well, it did.
short?
Well,
It lost, I think, it's really or 180 billion in value.
But the whole reason, like, Twitter didn't know is, he had to pay all these taxes and stuff. So, like,
So you got to sell it either way.
yeah, regardless.
I thought the rich don't pay taxes.
Well, that plays into the whole tax. You wanna elaborate on this? Like, that's like the whole reason he had to, because one of the largest reasons he owed taxes.
Yeah, he's gonna owe. He sold a bunch of taxes. He's made a lot of money this
But
year.
he had to do it to pay.
Yeah.
They were forcing him to do it, right?
No, he didn't. No, he needs the money to pay his taxes.
Yeah,
He's
because he
coming
doesn't
in
get
here.
paid.
Yeah.
He doesn't take a
And what-
salary.
yes.
He gets paid in stock.
And what's a better? Well, he gets compensated stock compensation.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to sell your stock? It's at the highest it's been. He knows the price right now for Tesla is ridiculous and it doesn't make sense. So he's like, might as well sell a bunch now. He'll take a couple billion in. Yeah, just take a look. I'll take a little off the top, pay my taxes. Today's a good day. Today was a good day.
Today was a good day. He
Um,
didn't have to use his 9.
but that brings into I read a story about SpaceX and then how the guys from the space station are coming in, and SpaceX is Elon Musk's kind of company for space, and actually we know Lauren knows a guy who works at SpaceX, is like a software engineer, making some bufu money, but their toilet on the return flight broke, so they get the pleasure of wearing diapers.
Nice.
On the ride home.
Woof.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Sure.
We could just
Well, are these the flights that they're
Are there
taking
enough
the
diapers that you
celebrities
can-
into? Or
no,
this
this is coming back from the space station. So SpaceX is helping NASA get astronauts to and from.
Yeah,
SpaceX.
wow.
Yeah, NASA can't afford to do extra
How
space
long?
Yes,
exploration.
yeah.
How long is the flight from the space station?
Do you only have one diaper, or do you have multiple diapers, like to get the whole way back?
I gotta
think
imagine it's at least a day, right?
It's like a day or two, right?
Do you just
Like-
shoot it back out into space when you're done with the diaper? Is that how you get rid of it?
Yes, Pat. Yes, they wouldn't just maybe they're cloth diapers. That's a big thing.
Clean it up.
Like
You know
for
where the
babies.
dump zone for all those diapers is? Your backyard. Okay.
Is that why my grass is dying?
Yeah, exactly.
They fly over the bridge in Chicago and then just dump it on that bridge.
Yeah, like
All
a
the-
favorite band of somebody in this table right now.
It's great.
They crapped all over the people of Chicago.
Those people should be honored to have Dave Matthews shit on top of them.
Not a chance.
Pat wish he would have been there.
Basket it.
Rain on me, baby, rain on me.
Basket it.
Instead of purple rain, it would have been brown rain.
Didn't they just have the music or the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame recently?
Yeah, the Foo Fighters got him.
Is that like a big thing? Like, don't they have like the most ridiculous?
It's super political. Like it's all like it's just like.
Is it like?
it's
Is it a big
politicized
deal?
thing. No.
Do people actually care about that?
No.
They had the music country awards, like the AMC or whatever.
Oh, the Country Music Awards,
Yeah.
yeah. It was on the rate. It was
Who
on
watches
the,
any of these award shows?
You know what's crazy? That I found out last night watching the Bulls game that Davidson hasn't retired Steph Curry's number in college because he hasn't graduated yet.
Oh yeah,
They won't retire his number unless he graduates.
That seems
Good.
silly.
That's
That's-
fucking nuts.
I feel like that's kind of petty.
I feel like they're
weird.
missing out on some donations from him because of that.
It could be.
That's such a petty may not be the right word. That's such a weird thing.
It is. Like Mark Jackson was like, somebody's got to make a strong, like a power play move on this to get his number retired there.
I feel like it's more a ploy to like get him back.
So you're saying that he'll probably get his number retired in Golden State before he does it as college?
I guess it kind of depends on if he decides to go back and finish his
I was
degree.
about to
I mean,
say,
he
yeah.
went there for 3 years, I think. So, I mean, he's probably only got like a year left.
I remember when he came out, the Bulls were thinking he could potentially go to the Bulls.
They picked too soon.
Yes, but he was so small. He was a lot of people were scared that he would get eaten up in the NBA.
Yeah, that didn't work out so well.
I'm
They
shocked.
look good. Golden State looks phenomenal.
You know what's crazy? Is J.R. Smith is fucking playing
Golf.
for
Yes,
the University of
yeah.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
And he's
How
really
is that
good at
possible?
it. Because he never went
Yeah,
to
he never
college,
went to
so he
college.
never used any of his eligibility on.
Who's J.R. Smith?
He used to be a pro basketball player.
So he's like a 34-year-old freshman in college.
And he's
Playing
rocking
college
it at
golf.
golf?
Yeah, he's like really good at
Wow.
golf.
He got stung by a bunch of bees recently.
Yes.
Oh no. Probably just, like,
I think his
bumped
first
into
tournament
it.
didn't go so, but yeah, but since then he's been doing fine.
Hit
That's
the-
insane. That is really insane. It's like
It
that
is.
like 56-year-old who had eligible as a kicker. He came
Yeah,
back.
for NCAA football.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Speaking about football, we want to get into the picks.
We need
Picks.
some Tig
Are
Ol
we
Bitties.
doing the Joe C. Lock of the Century of the week?
That is on
Was I?
El Fuego.
Is it
Yeah.
just Waco?
Fight. Yeah. I'm hoping to keep this because I'm gambling pretty well lately. Knock on wood. I'm hoping to keep that going into Vegas, but I know it's gonna
Oh
happen
yeah.
in Vegas.
We gotta.
Ice cold.
We just gotta.
Peter will
run-
get angry within how many minutes of landing in
No,
Vegas?
no. Here's what it is.
First
Nah,
slot machine.
no, you're
First
gonna-
slot machine.
Peter-
Son of a bitch!
Peter comes up with the idea. Brian filters it, and then we get the you know what I mean? Like Peter's the idea guy. Like he's like, I got this idea. You know, this team's probably gonna do good. Then you go to Brian. Brian's like, well, and then Brian computes it through his supercomputer brain, and then he pulls out the right answer like he always does.
Hey, listen, we won Pick'ems last week, okay?
By the way, congratulations.
Thank you,
That
sir.
was a wild week.
It was. It was. We haven't won in a few years. It felt good.
Yeah, felt nice.
Nice.
Felt real nice.
Nice.
You know what else is nice? Being number 2. And we're 3 points behind Brian Hamilton.
Nice.
Brian, we coming for you, baby.
What time we at, Joe?
We are at 51 minutes.
Woo, baby, this one's flying,
Yep.
flying. And I said, you guys want to hear it? So since we're talking
I
about,
thought we were doing picks here.
we're gonna get okay. Well, while you guys are looking, you got your pick'ems. You ready?
I got my
Hit me,
Tig Ol
baby.
Bitties.
Hit me.
So the first one
Let's go.
is Atlanta at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys, 9.5 point favorites.
Woo, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
There's-
taking. I don't
there's-
even hear it. I'm going to.
There is some big numbers being thrown around this week. I'll get you a couple more at the end of my Tig Ol Bitties. But Dallas is 7-1 against the spread this season, but it's coming off its first non-cover of the season. Dallas is 5-0 against the spread in conference games. Joe, what that means is Dallas is 5-0 against in conference games means
Yep.
they're in the NFC. So any team they play in the NFC, they've covered the spread.
Okay.
So they're
what-
they're
yeah.
most likely to cover the
There's
spread.
like 3 layers
As
to this
for
bit.
our non-sports people, what Chris is trying to say is Dallas. The
You
number-
should take Dallas. According to this Tig Bit, you should take Dallas for
cover
9.5. But I'm in Peter's boat here. But I think 9.5 is a little high. I would probably take the Falcons to cover.
But that means, well, God, there's so many things you just said. But is Dallas still expected to lose?
No, Dallas
no,
is expected
it's
to
a
win,
win
but
by
I
9.
think that Dallas is not, or Dallas won't win by more than 9.5 points.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tittle Bitties say take it. We're saying no. We're at odds here.
Yeah, we're
We're
all
at
over the
odds
place.
with the Tittle Bitties.
We're all over the place.
Us and the Tittle
Number
Bitties are not
2.
looking eye to eye.
Number 2 is Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Bills are 13-point favorites.
Whew, God.
New York has won its last 2 home games outright as at least 6-point underdogs.
Wow.
6 and 13 are a big difference.
They are, but at least 6 points. And they've been underdogs in a bunch of,
No.
multiple
So
point
guys,
games.
because
what
they
that
suck.
is saying is take the Jets to cover.
Yeah.
Take the Jets to cover, but they're still gonna.
But I'm gonna assume
Possibly.
I would take the Bills at 13. They're probably pissed from last week. They're gonna whoop their
The Bills
ass.
did lose to Jacksonville, which was a huge upset.
They only-
Well, there was
the
a
most
couple.
more upsetting is they only scored 6 points.
Yeah.
That was more
Yeah,
upsetting.
so-
that was a shit game.
That
So-
helped me with playing against Frank. Frank has not texted me yet. He's still upset. It's okay, Frank. It's okay, Frank, baby.
So the last one for me is Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Washington football team. Tampa Bay, 9.5-point favorites. They like the 9.5 points. Washington is 7-1 against the spread overall, the worst mark in the NFL. Washington is 0-5 against the spread, 0-4 against the spread at home, and 0-6 against the spread against teams with winning records.
I think you take it.
So you're taking Tom Brady and the points on that one.
Okay, so it seems like so the betting odds are to take the bigger points
Yes.
this week. I don't
So
know if I agree.
here's a couple other ones that are out there that are pretty high in terms of the spread. Indianapolis is a 10.5-point favorite against Jacksonville at home.
But see, they're actually going to run the ball, unlike Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers are 9-point favorites at home against Detroit.
That surprised me because I think it's going to be a close game based on how shitty Pittsburgh looked last week.
This one, Peter. It depending on if Kyle Murray starts or not. Peter may be may want to bet this one. Arizona's 10-point favorites at home against Carolina. I don't know if Cam Newton's starting that game or
No,
not.
he's not.
He's not.
It's gonna be PJ Walker.
So I can see them.
I think. Well, James Conner put a hat trick on me in fantasy last week.
Jeez.
So I mean,
Man,
that
that's
seems
wild that he sports that hard.
and that's pretty much so that like there's a handful of like.
So it looks
double-digit
like there's a
games
lot of the gambling or the odds makers are really going heavy on the favorites. Really going heavy on the favorites this week. So and we just saw the Ravens lose, and last week was a bunch of upsets. So it'll be an interesting week. We'll see if anybody covers on if they cover or if it's going to be another upset type of week.
So now is the time for the Joe C. Lock of the Century of the Week.
Before I go into my decision,
Come on, baby.
I did have a question. What is when you make multiple bets together? Is that a parlay?
Yes.
How many? Is there like a minimum that you have to pick for a parlay?
2 to be a parlay.
2 to be a parlay,
Two to be a parlay.
and then as it
Normally, you see a lot of places do like
more parlays
The,
you do, the higher
the
odds.
minimum's
The
got
higher
to be
the
3,
odds.
but like 2 would
Really?
be. Yeah, I
most
think
of
like a
them-
lot
most
of
of
them
three,
they want like 3. They want you to bet 3.
MyBookie.com, not sponsoring the S&P podcast, but I've always been able to just do 2 as a parlay.
Yeah, I think most like if you go to a casino, I think it's mostly 3 usually.
Side note,
I thought
Coors
we
Light, where the hell
always-
you at?
You know, you're right, Chris.
It's
We're
time
doing-
for Coors Light.
Listen, this week we stepped away from doing a beer because we have a birthday party to go to,
Yep.
and
a ton of extra beers.
and a ton of extra beers. So we try to help lighten Pat's refrigerator downstairs again.
By only drinking Coors Light.
Yeah, that's true. But again, because you know what, Coors Light,
We split the difference.
we go to you.
You're
And we
the
say to
go-to.
ourselves,
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful.
You know, Coors Light, only the highest selling beer in 2 states of the U.S.
Illinois and Chicago.
That was great.
and not a beer club.
That's a great bit. No, it was like it was like
62.50.
it was like Nebraska, and it was 2.
Wait, they're not the highest selling beer in Colorado.
Surprisingly, no. You know what the highest selling beer across the entire who has the most states?
Miller Lite.
Budweiser.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, Bud Light or Budweiser?
Budweiser.
Really?
Really?
I thought Budweiser.
Oh
was
yeah,
like
yeah. You remember Ralphie May's bit?
Sir.
Take out the Anheuser Busch factory in St. Louis, and you'll have an army of mullets raised up against these.
I
people.
really thought that Budweiser was having issues with their sale. I thought Bud Light would be. Bud Light for sure I would see, but I thought Budweiser was having issues with their sales.
I think the southern states really.
The diesel, I thought they were having issues moving the diesel.
The diesel is a big. People are in the South are big
People are
fans of
digging the diesel in the
I
south,
think,
south of Mason-Dixon line. They're all about the diesel, huh?
They're all about the diesel.
Okay, good to
They
know.
don't wash their figures down there. They ain't ladies like us.
I've learned some new things tonight.
Well,
Thanks,
okay,
Joe.
allow me to elaborate. These are like the cheapest beers, like the most popular cheapest beers.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well,
In
they also
Chicago-
have the highest volume, though.
In
so yes.
Chicago, it was, or in the state of Illinois, it was
PBR.
Goose Island.
Oh, I was going to say PBR.
Goose Island was the number one cheapest beer.
Is it the yeller or the green?
The
The green.
yeller or the green? Yeah.
The green.
The
For sure for
the
green.
A lot of man titties walking around Chicago because of that.
Man, oh man.
All right, Joe.
All right.
What's that? What's the lock? Give it to us,
We
baby.
got the lock. We got
Give
the
me a lock!
All
Give it
right.
to me!
So I have a two
And then I have 2 things to end this podcast.
decision.
Debbie Downer.
I don't know if you call it a parlay. If you're in the state of Nevada and you're at a casino, this is not a parlay.
You
but
can
if
bet
you're on
anywhere now,
mybookie.com, you're doing a parlay. So I have the
Can we stop you again? What were the 2 states that Coors Light sells the most in?
Nebraska and somewhere else.
it was
Not Colorado.
yeah.
Can we not?
Joe, you keep
Joe,
going.
is how I Joe let it stop.
It was-
I'll Google it, Joe. You keep going.
Yeah, it was in. It showed the state, but it didn't show the name of the state. And I'm
It wasn't,
terrible at
I was
tracking.
going to say, it wasn't Illinois because me and Chris and,
No.
you and Pat have
This
been
was
putting,
also. This was
we
also
putting Coors kids
a
through college.
caveat of like.
They're like, we gotta worry about
beers.
money no more. Great.
These are like the cheap beers, the most popular cheap beers by state.
Okay.
And Coors Light was for 2 states. Budweiser was for most of them. For Illinois, it was Goose Island.
Makes sense.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
I was kind of surprised by that.
I-
All right,
me
here's
too, 'cause
my
I-
lock of the century.
Of the week. Of the week.
I got Dallas beating the Falcons, and I got Tampa Bay beating the Washington football team.
Really going on a limb on those, but the Joe C. Lock of the
5'2".
Century of the Week
5'2".
is Dallas over Atlanta.
Okay, so
And
it's
Tampa Bay over the Washington football team.
so where we're going for Pizza
Roots.
and the South Loop is only a 24-minute drive, so we're okay there.
Oh, nice.
So we got a little time. So I'm going to end it.
So I can have another
We're
Coors
gonna be
Light.
there at 7:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to leave in 5 minutes. But
Yep.
okay, so I want to end this on a quick. Well, maybe we should save this, but I was going to ask you guys because this came up in a conversation because we're going to have a bunch of people there. What's your go-to? What's your go-to ingredient on pizza? Can you make it quick?
Sausage.
Okay. What's your go-to pizza? Like if you get to make your own pizza, what are you going with?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a real basic bitch. I'm a sausage pizza
This
kind of guy.
fucking vanilla ice
Yeah.
mother.
I'm with
I
Joe
do-
on this one, sausage, but I'll throw one out there that it's very controversial that people won't like. I like a Hawaiian pizza.
Katrina loves Hawaiian pizza.
I'll throw out mine is the what is it called? The Primo. It's just got like it's got green
Supreme?
Supreme. That's what it's called. Yeah.
The Primo.
The Primo.
Primo.
El Primo.
Very nice.
What's your go-to, Pat?
Pepperoni and sausage.
The Bennett.
The Bennett. Mine is. If I got two, it's either the Supreme with bacon. You gotta add the bacon.
That's a good call.
Or it's sausage mushroom. I love that one too.
Interesting pick.
I know
I
mushrooms
like
are.
mushrooms.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
a big
never
fan of
think
mushrooms.
about them on the
Oh.
pizza unless there's like a bunch of ingredients.
dude, try
I
it
like
out
I like
once.
peppers, like green peppers, red peppers. On
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah, you just like peppers.
I like it a pepper.
You like it a pepper?
Who like the pepper?
I like it a pepper.
Okay, and the last thing I want to end with a feel good real quick is there's the National Toy Hall of Fame. It's got 3 new entries this year. Anybody want to guess really quick?
Tamagotchi.
Give me one.
How old will these be? Like,
It's gonna be old. It's gonna be old. One is really ridiculous, but God, this is really ridiculous. All right, so 3. 3.
Furby. Tamagotchi.
One. Okay, I'll give you one is a board game.
Monopoly.
Candyland.
One is a girl's toy,
Barbie.
and one
Polly
is
Pocket.
we've all sat in as a child.
Whoopee cushion.
No. Okay, so
Oh.
shut up. You get one each.
Fuck! I know the answer to what we said in.
You get one. Get one guess on any of it.
I don't know. Those like little cars you can sit in and drive.
No, you're wrong.
Beanbag.
No, I thought you had it. I thought you really had it. No,
I thought you said when we sat in it, so that's why I
I'm
said
gonna go
beanbag.
with Beanie Baby.
no, you guys
You
suck.
sat in a
You guys
Beanie
are
Baby?
not-
No, I'm going, it's one of the
One's a
3.
girl.
Oh, one of the
One's a
3.
girl's toy. That's a Beanie
Polly
Baby.
Pocket. Barbie.
No, you're
No,
getting
Barbie's
closer.
already
So
in there.
okay, I'm
Oh
gonna
wait,
get to it.
is the
American Girl dolls. The board game is Risk, and the weirdest one I've ever heard of is Sand.
Nice risk.
Sand.
Sand.
Oh wow!
Sand.
I would have never guessed sand. I thought like literally
What?
like when you said
Wait.
sit in it, like
It's a toy Hall of Fame. Like were you playing a sandbox as a kid?
Are you shitting me?
That's.
I
it
really
says
was
it.
hoping Tamagotchi or Furby would have made that, but it didn't.
Yeah.
That's like stick and wheel. Sand. The fuck?
Stick and cup.
How did that not make it in the first few rounds? Back in the day,
Sand, sand really.
This is actually a really new thing.
Sand really took.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
new?
the Hall of Fame is of toys.
Wait till
What?
next year's upset when they introduce marbles. The fuck? Sand?
And for that reason, bye.